What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here to bring you another episode in the series of how many shares of a certain company do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 a week. So in these episodes, I do pull up the companies that you guys do want me to cover. I pull up the charts, look a little bit about the company profile, and then we look at the dividend scorecard and crunch some numbers, see how much we need to own of these companies to make those, and then we wrap it up with the dividend yield, showing us when the best potential opportunity was to enter the stock or if it currently is. But guys, in this episode we will be going over Intel. I have actually made a previous video on Intel a while back, but this one is an update because they did cut the dividend a while back, so this one will be very interesting. So we will be going over Intel, so let me go ahead and pull up Seeking Alpha. So INTC, Intel Corporation, currently trading about $29, actually exactly at $29. Let's go ahead and pull up the company profile and we can read a little bit about them. So Intel Corporation designs, develops, manufactures, markets, and sells computing and related products worldwide. It operates through Client Computing Group, Data Center and AI, Network and Edge, Mobile AI, Accelerated Computing, Systems and Graphics, Intel Foundry Services, and other segments. The company offers platform products such as central processing units and chipsets, and system on chip and multi-chip packages and accelerators, boards and systems, connectivity products, and memory and storage products. It also provides high performance compute solutions for targeted vertical and embedded applications for retail, industrial, and some more information we can read, but we're actually gonna stop there. But on the sector, they are in the information technology industry, is the semiconductors. Employees, they have 131,900 employees, and they were founded a long time ago, back in the 1968s. You can look at their products or read a little bit more about them at intel.com. If we pull up the charts here, you'll see that on the year to date they are actually up by 8.49%. On the 1 year, they're actually down by 30.41%, and then on the 5 year, they are down 47.03%, and then on the 10 year, they are up 19.34%. Total since they've been publicly traded, they are up 737.02% in the green. 52-week range here, guys. 52-week low is $24.59. 52-week high is $44.93. This is where mostly Intel was trading before they cut the dividend. After they cut the dividend, this stock actually tanked. On the EPS 0.41, and then PE 69.97, dividend rate 50 cents, yield is 1.72%, market cap is at 120.96 billion market cap for Intel. And then if we pull up the dividend scorecard here, guys, again, they are in the information technology sector. So the dividend yield is at 1.72%. Huge drop after the dividend cut for them. Annual payout is 50 cents. So for each share you do own, you would get paid 50 cents in 1 year. So you'll actually pay out, I believe they pay out quarterly, so you'd get about 13 cents or so. Payout ratio is showing at 154.79%. I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but I know they've been struggling and they will be struggling in the couple future years with just Intel itself, especially with Nvidia and AMD. But the 5-year CAGR is a 1.28%. On the dividend growth is 8 years. I'm pretty sure that this is actually should probably actually not even show, because they did cut that dividend. So dividend frequency is quarterly, so 13 cents for every quarter. Every quarter they would pay you 13 cents for each share you do own, and then they, that's after the dividend cut. So huge drop there if you're definitely a Intel shareholder. Let's go ahead and pull up the calculator, guys, and we can start crunching some numbers. So the first one we want to do is how much of this company after the dividend cut would you have to own to make $1,000 a month. So $1,000 a month is what we want to make. There's 12 months in a year, so we multiply it times 12. So annually we need to make $12,000. You actually take the 12,000 divided by the annual payout, which is 50 cents. Divide that, and this will give you the total number of shares you'd have to own. So that's 24,000 shares you'd have to own to make roughly about $1,000 a month. You actually multiply these total number of shares times the current share price, which is $29. And you'd have to roughly own about $696,000 invested in this company. Definitely, I would not do that, especially with the way that everything is going for Intel so far. But a quick way for you guys to calculate this is take the $12,000 you need to make annually divided by the dividend yield. So 172. And you'll see we roughly get about $697,000 to make about $1,000 a month. And then let's go ahead and do the next one, which is $100 every single month. You could actually take the previous answer divided by 10, and that would give you that answer. But since we do have the calculator, let's go ahead and crunch those numbers. So $100 every single month, 12 months in a year again. So annually we do need to make $1,200. Divide that by the annual payout, guys, which is 50 cents. This will give you the total number of shares. So that is 2,400 shares. And then just come in, multiply it times the current share price, and you'll see that we roughly have to own about $69,600 invested in this company, and you'd roughly be making right around $100 every single month. They do pay out quarterly, so you'd get about $300. So you'd have to just manage the $300 every month. But the quick way to calculate this, guys, is take the 1,200 divided by the yield, which is 172. You'll see we roughly get about $69,767. Let's go ahead and do the last one, guys, which is $100 every single week. I think this would be actually very, very cool to have. You'd get a dividend of $100 every week to spend. Of course, I'm not invested in Intel, so not sure if this would be the best investment, but if you had diversification and let's say you were making roughly about $100 a week, that would be fairly cool. So $100 a week is what we want to make. So there's 52 weeks in a year. So annually we need to make roughly about $5,200. You could actually take the $5,200 divided by the annual payout, which is 50 cents in our case. That means that we have to own about 10,400 shares to achieve this amount. Multiply it times the current share price, which is $29, and you'd see that we'd have to have roughly invested about $301,600 invested in Intel, and you'd be roughly making about $100 a week. I'm not even sure if they would even cut the dividend even further in the coming years, so that's one thing to consider. So the other thing is, a quick way to calculate this is take the 5,200 you need to make annually divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see that we have to roughly have invested about $302,000 in this company, so you could roughly be making about $100 a week. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video, guys, by going over the dividend yield. So this is the dividend yield. You'll see it'll fluctuate as we go over time. But you'll see that around 2018, 2019, you did have about a dividend yield of like 2%, 3%ish almost, very close. 2021, and then guys, around 2022, the stock did actually move downwards, and this brought up the dividend yield on Intel, which they eventually cut that dividend yield, and it brought it down to about 1% or so, which I'm assuming this is not being reflected here. But yeah, guys, this is actually all I have for you guys in this episode. Let me know any companies you guys want me to cover. that I have not covered in the past or you did not see in the list, definitely would love to add those, and we can eventually get to those. Let me know in the comment section if you do own Intel, if you own them after the dividend cut, or what are you planning to do with this company. I am personally not invested in them, and I do not plan to invest in them in the current future. But don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Definitely would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up as well. Definitely helps the channel. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Stay safe out there. Bye, guys.